doesn't speak English, but I'll make sure I ain't gonna put her on the screen because I don't know what's up with Scam Cheddar. But we have the brother here, Ta Kinu. Nupu, feel free to speak, brother.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear. Non, Meroud, non. Non, il y a sanitaire. Non, c'est pas ce qu'il va faire. Non. Va voir maman. Il y a sanitaire. Sanitair's here. I don't know what's up. Chérie, il y a sanitaire. Scam Cheddar, on sait pas ce qu'il peut faire. Va voir maman. Okay, all right. Like this so we don't see her. Okay, go ahead, brother. Go ahead.
Yeah, I just wanted to throw a little context because I've been around this situation since about 2009. I think I've been up there a couple of times, did a couple of videos with Saab, but to add context.
Hold on. I have a question for you. Sorry to interrupt.
Go ahead.
Were you the one who accompanied Lord Abba when he had the yellow shirt?
Yeah.
And he said, Allah is merely a doll, a teraphim. You know what I'm saying? But he wasn't Nubian then. But yeah, feel free.
Right,
I remember you.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's who introduced me to Saab, because he came up to visit me in the Bronx to pick up some books and stuff, and he just offered me to accompany him over there. I had likely heard of Saab at that time, but that's when I first went over there. But yeah, I did a lot of videos, the same thing you've been doing for years now. I never really stopped, but most of my thing, because I used to follow Dr. York, and when I broke away from that, I started going against them, and it's a lot of stuff way before Polite, but to put some information behind what Inky said, Sarnetta was doing that. He was raping all of them guys. It was a guy that he talked about, I think called him Brother Big Man, who was selling his DVDs for about $10 or so, and $20, and he started selling his stuff cheaper and taking in everybody intellectual property. Ashwa Kwesi had heard about it. I don't know if you knew about it, but Ashwa Kwesi had spoke out, and he disrespected that elder very bad and told him he don't give a damn about this, that, and the third, and nobody would know who he was if it weren't for him. And like Ashwa Kwesi was saying, it took him hours to put those 2-3 hours, weeks and stuff to put that stuff together, go overseas, all that trips, and he never showed no respect for these guys. He raped all of them, and so birds of a feather flock together. So that was my point that I was making on that.
And the brother Big Man, I remember him. He was very mature, and I remember when he talked about Kari Abdul Muhammad, and when you're working for the people, if you take the plane, you better fast and stuff like that. I remember him, you know what I'm saying? And he was quite mature, and I don't know if he's still alive today because he was already advanced in age. But I heard for years that Ashwa Kwesi wasn't happy about Scam Cheddar bootlegging him. But I wish I had some audio or some video of Scam Cheddar, or even Ashwa Kwesi talking about it, because I know Ashwa Kwesi talked a lot about these African bootleggers.
Right.
But
I got it, but it's at the crib. I'm out and about right now, but I got that audio with Ashwa Kwesi was addressing Saw without saying his name, and then Sarnetta did a response. But y'all got to realize too, and I keep making this point, Sarnetta is not 100% black. He's not kinky head, woolly head African. He's Dominican and black, and I keep pointing that out. And he's only causing trouble amongst kinky head, woolly head black people. He ain't doing that to nobody other races. He only doing it to us. He showed many times he have no respect for the plight of black people. He's somebody he's the opportunist. We already seen that he keeps rapists over there. He keeps promoting pedophilia, especially the Nawabis. That whole group is a pedophile cult. They worship a pedophile. And I'm not saying that everybody that follow York does that. I'm not saying that, because I know some people I'm still cool with. But York went to jail for that, right? And I done kept doing this stuff over and over, even to Zariak and Sarnetta don't care. He ignores pertinent facts when he claims source up. I done went over there plenty of times. Everybody done went over there. We showed Dr. York's herpes paperwork that he got, and that's a lot of his victims got herpes. We done brought sources. Saw ignored them the same way he ignored Polite's guilty conscience and all that stuff that Polite was doing. He knew Polite had that young girl, but he only said something when Polite, right, once that came out, that's when he started, he wanted to talk. Polite and Sarnetta, all of them are hypocrites, and they again, they don't care about the black community. They just want to get paid. I just did a video, I re-uploaded a video called what are the House of Conscious Black Power Rules. And when you break down black power, it's partial what they call it, Pan-Africanism, but mostly it's capitalism and socialism. That's really what they really was about. And when you look,
hold on, brother. Can you give me your YouTube channel's name?
It's the same name you see in my, that's my YouTube name right there in the bottom.
I was writing it down right now.
Nupu, so.
Yeah. Because I heard about you through Chuck Morgan the other day. That's when I came and subscribed, and I'm like, all right, cool, because the black content creators should all unite and keep exposing this type of behavior. It's one thing to play Don King and keep battles going, but what he's doing is help bring all these scammers and detractors and misinformation to nothing but black people. And he's been rewarded for keeping up drama. Like I said, take that Africa sign from off the back of your, put Dominican Republic up there, go get your peoples and make them do debates about dumbness and causing all types of again, I don't agree with everything the Hebrew Israelites say, but going around showing clips of you cussing them out saying F your God and this, that, and the third, that right there has nothing to do with academia. This is somebody coming at you like it's personal, like he has a disdain for you as a human. That's the part I don't like about him amongst everything else. All right, so I'm gonna keep saying that he's not full black. Stop letting this non-full black mixed breed individual, no disrespect to those who are mixed, but these type of people are always in position stirring up the pot. And I know you definitely, you being into the metanet, I've been trying to catch up and do some history on you just to see what your background. People like you definitely have to come forward, and it should be more people from overseas who are into what we into, who are kinky heads. So I take that personal, and I don't like that. I hate seeing, especially in America, you can get away with that. You can be white and make all type of videos like Sarnetta doing, and everybody just roll with it. You see what I'm saying? They allow that breeding ground of ignorance, and I can't stand that. And don't let me start talking about Dr. York's son, Prince York. You ever heard of Prince York?
Of course, yeah, I've seen him on Scam Cheddar's panel, but feel free to hear with
right.
So I don't.
After that dude beat his stepson and starved his stepson with the help of his baby mom at the time. Put him in a room and locked him in there and starved him. And the auntie came out on Facebook. I got all of that documented. Went over to Sarnetta's channel, him and brother Reggie, with the documentation, with the police records. When he went, the whole thing, you know what he gonna say? Oh man, you know, we can't go by that. You know, he want to pull a white man card when it suits him, because because he wanted to build Prince York up like he was the next thing, and he's not. I've been debating Prince York on Facebook, knocking him out for years for all this foolishness. And Sarnetta knew the dude was weak, allowed him to come on his channel and sit there with Garfield, and he always protecting Prince York. Garfield asked him a good question: where was your father born? He gonna say in Ghana. Now prior to this, York, when he was out for 30 years, said he was born in Sudan. He really was born in Boston. But the point was, he went to jail and started telling his people he was from Ghana, right? But we got the footage of him saying he was from Sudan. He went on and Garfield brought it up, said, look, we got the book that say your father wasn't born there, and Sarnetta allowed that stuff to stand. If a nigga gonna tell you he was born in 3 different places because we got the birth certificate, his brother, I got his brother on audio and video saying his brother was born in Boston. He told his father he was from Sudan for 30 years, and then went to jail, say I'm from Ghana. How you born in 3 places? And Sarnetta allowed these people, these pedophile worshipers, to continuously come on his show every year, at least once a year. He ain't did it yet on this year. Even had, I think King Simon was going at them a couple years ago at the Brooklyn parade or whatever. They had this thing in Brooklyn where they set up shop and sell African clothes and all that. Was getting at them.
They have a festival. They have a festival.
Right. York had put out word that they supposed to support the LGBTQ. And this King Simon was grilling them about that. And Sarnetta just keep allowing these people that's known for I got some of the documentation where they practice rituals for homosexuals on children, and he still got them up there. I got information.
Hold on. Who was practicing rituals on children?
A part of the Sabians, they don't call themselves Nawapians now. They call themselves Sabians, named after ancient extinct black Arabs over there. They have a section of their doctrine that's called hormone sexuals. They tried to flip the word homosexual and say hormone sexuals, where they have a hermaphrodite and a hermaphrodite supposed to commit a ritual with a child in the middle with sex, doing these rituals saying that they can open up a gay portal in the temple of Dendera and Kemet. And the ceiling, the Dendera, they told me they can open it up as a portal to let gay homosexuals come through so they can escape. This is what they teach.
But you know, the Sabians, do they get this teaching from Malachi York?
Yes, sir. Right. I got all this stuff.
Yeah, I would like you to share that with us. You know what I'm saying? And,
no doubt.
Because go ahead, young Harold.
No, I said they need to come on the platform and break it down one of those days.
Yeah.
It's like, that's the same thing, you know. That it keep happening, you know. I mean, every black man that stand up for something and have principles,
right?
You know what I mean? That's what they do. They try to shame us, to make us look like haters and all of this and that.
Right.
And they all are alike, because it's the same thing he do with Polite, Africa Bambaataa. Right. Whatever one you name, you know what I mean? They even if the is, they still try to hold them up on a pedestal, and you know what I mean? It's a shame, man. And the thing is, these guys have the same so-called doctrines or myth logics, you know, and that's what these people follow. They don't even follow the actions of the man, you know what I mean? And it's the same thing with the books that they supposedly supposed to follow. And those that follow it actually take out the negative from it, you know what I mean? And that's what they're exposing. And it's a shame that's the kind of society we live in, you know what I mean? And it's funny he say that, because if you claiming that you are half black and you have other race in your genes, why do you never talk about your other part? Like what happened to your family tree? Like, what do your people believe in? You know what I'm saying? So it's funny, like, people pick and choose who to detect. Like he said, you know what I mean? He come and he make confusion. It's the same thing they're doing with Shaka, you know what I mean? They're making it look like he's doing something wrong, but he's just exposing the truth for what it is. And all these guys that are around him, 9 out of 10, they have somebody in their circle that's involved with these, you know what I mean, filthy acts. So they themselves had crimes for it. So that's what makes it. You know,
with Shaka, when he came up from Florida or Miami, whatever, when the information about Polite had went to jail and got out by accident, when him and Sarnetta was down there in Florida, and we had learned that Polite had actually did this to that girl, and Sarnetta sat on that and didn't say nothing, and then it all came out that he was around when that took place. And then Shaka came up, and him and Sarnetta was getting something to eat somewhere at some food joint outside, and they was talking about what happened. And Shaka was kind of like trying to make it look like females be trying to set dudes up, and then something came out about him. Posted been doing something to his girl's daughter and Beauregard and making her have sex with him and stuff like that. And it never fully manifested out, but it was a lot coming out about that. I mean, that was a big thing too. And all of these people he mostly have around have something behind them. Yep. And people but see, Sar knows a lot of our people are mentally dead. And that's how I refer to Sarnetta and them. These are what you call mentally dead. Sarnetta is not spiritual. He's an opportunist. Sarnetta loves America. He don't care about Africa or the Dominican Republic. If that was the case, his whole platform would be different. And like you said, if you sit here and rob from the elders, it's no respect. You're no different than people who go over there and to Kemet and dig up our ancestors and put them at a museum and then charge us to go see them. But over here, if we did that, then we'd get arrested for grave robbery. And those people that's over there doing that are Arabs, and those people are mostly part of Islam. So certain stuff he shouldn't allow if he was really in tune. If it was me or you running that, it wouldn't be nobody could come over there talking about Islam, because number one, y'all had us enslaved about 1,000 years, and then later on, all this mess they doing. And so he don't vet none of the people that come there. And that's important. Before you can get to a debate and all that, I need to know who you are, what you went to, then I need to look into who you follow and stuff like that, if that's the case. But a lot of this stuff is religiously inclined, because it keeps confusion going. They keep regurgitating the same topics. Go ahead, King.
Because they know the majority of the world stuck on that same biblical narrative. So it's just like the church, you know what I'm saying? So even none of these guys don't like each other. They don't curse each other. Even Sarnetta don't expose himself over and over. The lies were shown over and over. So any grown man who wants to stand there with a straight face and try to act like he's some kind of righteous man, it's just pitiful. And everybody know it. All these guys they already curse each other out 100 times. Down to their mother. What man to carry himself like that? You know what I'm saying? So in saying that, so in saying that, everybody already see what it is, and anybody that's still with the charade, they just along with them. You know what I mean? Like you said, they're mentally dead. You know what I mean? So it's like we say, we just gotta keep doing what we do and let it be known, because we ain't going to accept it to the part that it just trickled down, that everybody respect these guys like they would, just like Dr. York or Farah Khan or whoever, all of these guys, and they keep having these guys, they're like the leaders. So that's the connection. He always trying to connect himself with whoever, Baba Heru and Jabari and this, so anybody that have any kind of status in the community, so they could keep it going that, oh, he know this guy and this guy, so he must be good, and that's the bull. So like, you know what I mean, these people record show for itself, you know what I mean, whether it's off paper or on paper. You know what I mean, they never know stand-up guys, you know what I mean, dope heads and people that drop out of school, you know what I mean, they got the knowledge and they decide this is a business, so they run with it. But at the same time, when you're going to put a stop with it, these guys have records of raping, child molesting, scamming. I mean, even one going through the case right now to his, like, so what more can you say? Any grown man that can't understand that, they just full of it, you know what I mean? So that's where we at right now, man. And every day they keep exposing themselves. So the people that following them, they just biblical lunatics, because you know what I mean, like I said, if it's not rape, it's molest. If it's not molest, it's tranny, it's gay, it's all of them. I mean, so
they all criminals. I got a clip with what is his name, Dr. Phil Valentine, who from me looking at his hair texture, he's not black, he's not woolly haired, kinky haired. He was saying how Queen of Fools stole his works and created the that whole thing with the womb and all that stuff from him.
Wounded womb.
Yeah, he said he came up with that, and Alexa Tyler, she got did dirty by Queen of Four and her sons. What his name? Super Slovum, whatever. He's supposed to be. He's supposed to be woke, but you a damn gang member. This, you playing around with Crips and Bloods. This the type of foolery we talking about lesbianism going on under Queen of Four. I was around her camp one time, and if you look at it, that whole thing look like feminism and lesbianism. If you ever watch them, when they go out in the public, it's just a bunch of women around, and again, Alexis Tyler, who did the vagina power, was talking about how she experienced what her son Slover was doing, and how Queen of Four had invited her behind the scenes when she came to New York, and it was all up on her and her close to her face, and how Slovum, whatever his name is, she used him to get a bunch of women together, and he sexes them and keep them stuck with the sex, and then make them work for her or his mother for free, and make them do gay sex. All this stuff is what these people are doing. This is all these people are false.
Do you have that on record?
I got all of that.
Brother,
I got all of that.
That's some receipts to share with us.
Yes, sir.
Can you see the private chat?
Well, on my phone, I can't really see it.
Oh, okay.
But go ahead.
Because my email address is in the description of this video and all the other videos. But I just want to make sure it is you when I get the email. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah. So
when I email you, my email gonna have the same name that you see under here. You're gonna see Todd Kendall, I think, 999.
No, but anybody hearing us now, they can do that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So
I'm gonna make sure it's me.
Can you send me an email now? Like, if you can just copy the email address and then send me an email now.
Hold on real quick.
Scam Cheddar, it has some groupies willing to do so many things, so they can pretend it's you and whatever. It wouldn't be a big deal anyway. Once I go live, I realize it's not you, but it would have been a waste of time. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I think the brother is copying the email. That's what happens. He's frozen now, so when he send me an email, I can reply, I can confirm that he got it, and then we're good to go. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it looks like we're gonna have a lot of receipts. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's like I said, it's a number of men. When grown men step up for the community, whether it's in this case people scamming, frauding, or child molester, stand up for the women, whatever. They look down on you. It's just like this. They have the same stupid saying going that nice guys finish last, and then they, then they go and turn around and say men ain't shit. You see where I'm coming from? So what do you want? You know what I mean? Like that's why even when I told you when I was younger, I used to be a nice person when it comes to that. But it had a time when they did me what they did me, I just went on like a rampage. Like, okay, that's what it is. So that's the game. I ain't letting no woman just come and get me my feelings and then stab me in my heart. So you have to put a false shield over your heart as a man, you know what I mean? But some men, they just go all the way off to the point they have no respect for them no more, you know what I'm saying? Because it's a lot of experience, and it's like so much of them the same. So you just start to get the idea like, damn, all of them the same. So but then they want to turn around and say all men are dogs and this and that, but yet they want to label the nice guy boring and this and that. So you can't have it both ways, man. But it's just showing you that there's so many people that already stand up, and they always do the same thing. Yeah, they always do the same thing and try to shame them and make them look like they hating, even if they bring facts and truth, even if it's words of these people's own mouth. It's like you can't. It's only a blind man and a blind and a deaf man that couldn't understand. You know what I mean? You hear it for yourself, you see it for yourself. Like, there's no more to say.
Like you said, it's good to have people standing up. And I see Tar, you try to come back. It was saying like device not connecting. Sometimes it does have some issue, but feel free to come back anytime. But if you don't mind, you know, please email me so I can reply to your email. So you know, I know for sure, okay, that is your email, you know. Wild Funk Road, you know, oh, he's trying to come back now. Okay, there it is. There it is. It's gonna take us a few seconds to oh, there it is, there it is, brother.
Yeah, it kicked me off.
Yeah, no problem.
When I tried to,
okay, some connection issue now. But Wild Funk Road, that's Scam Cheddar and Supernova.
I'm
always bigging up. Yeah, no problem, bro. Bigging up Sinful the P. Now I understand he's deceased, but here Wild Funk wrote that he was convicted of kidnapping and child molestation as well. So he's just surrounded with deviants. Now, if somebody has a paperwork for Sinful the P, you know, even though he's passed away, you know, at least we know, okay, there's some paperwork, because you know those guys gonna be like. But yeah, feel free to come back, brother Tar. I think he's having some kind. Oh, there it is. He's back now. It's buffering right now. There it is, brother.
Okay.
Back, brother.
All right.
Yeah.
You just talking about Sinful the P?
Yeah. Have you heard of him?
Yeah. I seen that was another pedophile and a self-proclaimed pimp.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he was a self-proclaimed pimp. So I never knew that and still had him over there.
All right. And you have, like, you from the South, aren't you?
Yeah.
All right. Okay. And you know, earlier you were saying, you talked about the polite situation. Yeah, no problem. David
right,
wrote that P stands for pedophile. Now, yeah, earlier you were talking about, you know, when the polite situation came up, and you said he was around during that time. Like, who were you talking about?
Yes. Sarnetta and them was down there with all that came out. That Sarnetta was down there. They was vacationing or something down there. I think him and his wife Cynthia, no disrespect to her, and I think Nepal was down there. It was something had happened that somehow some kind of argument, some kind of beef was going on with Sarnetta and Nepal something. And he was down there, but he wasn't in that location when all this stuff was. It was down there for a couple of days. But Sarnetta knew that happened to Polite, and he didn't say nothing. And when Tasha K jumped in on it and exposed all this stuff, that's when he was forced to talk about certain stuff. And then Zion Lex had got involved. He was in communication with the lady who Polite assaulted her daughter, and all the lies that was around that.
And what are the lies? What are the lies?
That, you know, that how Polite ended up with the girl, and how they supposed to met her. The mother was upstairs, you know, changing. They supposed to all met at some kind of club, and he ended up taking the girl with him. I think he lied to the mother about something. We was gonna meet at some spot, but he really went to his little hotel room. It's all on camera. According to all of the information that came out, Polite can't lie about that. They got him on camera going through the lobby with the girl and all that stuff. Not just the fact that they got the DNA. That was all on the girl, and you know, and he had, you know, messed the mouth up and all this stuff. This is all that's facts. And
I'm sorry. You know what's interesting? Zion Lex made so many videos going up Polite, and here you're telling us that Zion Lex was in communication with the mother?
Yeah, after that. Yeah. After it happened. I don't know how they ended up being in contact, but he was saying that he was doing a big rollout. He's supposed to I think brought the girl out, the mother, to talk about it, but it never materialized. I don't know what's really going on, but it's not just a spiritual thing, but I think it's a real crime syndicate going on with all of these dudes, because they keep being involved in certain things. If you claim you stand for rightness and you claiming that you against it, then nothing should be holding you back. But they all do this big build up and they never say nothing. Like Polite, when Polite was getting going at, I'm jumping back a little bit, when him and Red Pill and them was going at it, and Sarnetta them, and he kept playing that little clip from New Jack City with Wesley was like in court, like if I'm going down, everybody going down.
Yeah.
And that we all know what that means. That's a threat that if y'all keep going, I'm gonna reveal everything. But he can't do all of that because Polite and them is mixed in with Queen of Fool and all of them and them Crips and Bloods. All that's involved in it.